Now we are.
Good morning. I always have to start with a laugh because I'm never quite sure when I'm live and when I'm not. But I'm live. Good morning. It's Judy at Artistic Artifacts, and we are in Alexandria, Virginia. What was that face, Chris?
I didn't do it in the other view, but I'm not switching it
Oh,
today.
okay. Sorry, guys. We're going with this one. Um, anyway, where was I? Okay, I'm here in Alexandria, Virginia.
And you're live.
And I'm live. Okay. So we have had a great time with Shop Hoppers. You guys are doing an amazing job and coming and visiting us and seeing places that, you may not have stopped at on a normal basis. So we just really are very grateful to everybody that's coming in. We love talking to you, finding out where you've been, where's home, what your home store for quilting is, and that, how far you're traveling. And there's been some pretty big numbers of stores that people have been seeing. So as part of the Shop Hop, we have been doing, knew that was going. We've been doing a gift card drawing. So everybody's been doing really a great job. Thank you very much for filling this information out for us. And we have gotten such great response from it. I'm going to draw two names. We committed to doing one a week, but the response is great. So I'm going to reward the response. So what you receive is a $50 gift certificate. You can use this in the store and you can use it online. For those of you who don't know, we do have full online shopping, secure, since 2007. So when you think about that, it was very early on for quilting and the websites and stuff. So we have a lot of names in here. Chris is going to pull. All right, our first name is Cheryl Gibbons. She's a local. Awesome. Congratulations, Cheryl. And I'm going to stir a little bit more. All right. Our second gift certificate winner is Chris Knight from Massachusetts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Chris Finn.
I know, I had to look at it twice. So we will be sending you an email next week giving you the information for the gift certificate and how to use it. So thank you again for that.
So Kathy Carmody says, good morning. As one of the online shoppers, I can attest it works almost too well.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We try to lots of things about the online business that you mentioned is we're trying to make sure the colors are correct and it matches the fabric, that the monitor difference is going to be there. I mean, Sharon works really hard at making sure colors are correct. And that, once you have received a shipment, our fabric is high quality. And, those are the things we want you to have confidence in when you get a product from us, that it is the best that it can be. So thank you for that. All right, don't want to lose those. We have our 990 Roadshow event on Monday. There are still some spaces available if you'd like to sign up over the weekend. The session is Monday from 1 to 4 here at the store. That's normally a closed day. So you will have private shopping with a 20% discount for those of you who can make it and be interested. This is an educator from Bernina who's going to talk to us about what the 990 can do, and it has a PowerPoint, and we have our floor model 990. Now, I don't know about you guys, but knowing us, we've tried all kinds of threads in this 990 yesterday and experimenting to what the tension is and what's going on. And so we got a little bit of playtime in yesterday, but not actually a whole lot. So I'm looking forward to this as much as you are. So there is a nominal fee. You can sign up for it online. And I'm sorry they asked us not to video it. We will put more information out about the machine, and I'm sorry for those of you who can't come locally. We'll work on getting you some more information about what this machine can do and what's special about it for those of us that are curious. We have a full weekend. I think we have 3 classes running next Saturday. 2 are full. One, we have a new teacher, Ming, that does these absolute gorgeous mermaid dolls, and she has some space left in her class. So if you're in the area and like to do that, that's good. We have Seth Apter in September. Yes, I know. I have lots in October too. October's coming too. Seth is coming in September. We have a lecture demo trunk show Friday night, and then he has 2 classes, Saturday working with fabric, Sunday working with paper. And then
they're filling up.
They are filling up. There's only a few spaces left on Sunday that I'm aware of. So that's going really well. And then we do have actually lots of things coming in October, but I'll leave that for another day. All right. So today we're talking about gel press printing, or mono printing is what it was known for. And it started out in fine art with a piece of glass and making a print that was one. And that was why it was called mono. So you went to glass, you went to acrylic. Then some of us started working with gelatin plates. So you would take Knox gelatin clear, cut the water in half, and it would give you a very wiggly but stiff surface to be able to do a monoplate. And then part of what happens with that is it would break apart and give you organic pieces, which some people love, some people don't. It has a definite life. It definitely is fun to try, but then it became very convenient to use a gel press. So these are reusable plates. If you care for them, they last a long time, and they come in all kinds of different sizes. So there's 12 by 12. There's this humongous size. There's circles, and then there's rectangles. So there's lots of different sizes for these. This one is a good size too, because it's kind of a page, mostly. But they require just a little bit of care, and then you can reuse them for an indefinite amount of time. So you can see here's one out of the package. So it has some give, but it is a nice clean surface. Well, okay, kind of clean. You don't want to ever use something like a knife to carve or something that's sharp, because you can cut this surface and then it's permanently that pattern for you, and you'll need to buy a new one, or maybe not. But that is one of the things that's so nice about it, is it's very portable. Now, one of the other things that happened when I became addicted to gel press and monoplating is that we could not find an accessible fabric paint that was a fluid. So lots of people use Golden, which is a very high quality paint, and add GAC to it. I prefer to let the textile people, the chemists, add the textile medium to it. So this is fabric paint. It's good for paper. It's good for fabric, but it's going to keep the hand of the fabric a little bit softer. Questions?
No. Crystal just says you never know you need a gel press that big until you buy it. Love the big one.
Yep. So I have kind of some stashes, and today we're just going to talk about printing. On future Saturdays, we'll talk about, well, what do you do with all this stuff? You know, you make your fodder, and then how do you incorporate it into your art? And I have 2 dual duty things going. So I do work on paper. I do my journal pages are that. Here, let me see if I can show you. They look a little gregarious. But and these are what I use for my journal pages. So you'll see I've done the back and the front.
Is that on cardstock?
This is on cardstock. I also love Strathmore's mixed media paper because I put a lot of gunk on my papers, a lot of ink, a lot of glue. So I come up with, I just have a drawer of these. Again, this is a simple pleasure of doing it. And it does look a whole lot better when I put it into a book. Some pages, like here, see, it looks a little better when you start adding stuff to it. The other thing I have found that's really awesome is this is craft text. So this I use for my book covers, and it really takes paint nicely. So you can see when I do my book covers, I have them, and then I'll show you some finished books because I take the simple way. We're not into high-tech bindings. We're into sewing with a basting stitch. So anyway, so that's kind of the drawer of papers that I have. And when I want to just create a story, I pull those out. I didn't bring too much of my fabric with me. You'll see some of it, but we wouldn't have paint if we didn't have wood blocks. So this is a piece that has paint, rubbing plate, and then wood blocks stamped onto it as well. Because, paint and wood blocks, they just go together. You have to have both of them. So so I didn't bring too many samples of that. I'm not sure why. I have some I'm going to overprint. This one is there with a stencil. This is a piece. It's not exactly awesome, but it's round. So this is the round gel plate. The shapes are pretty cool. You can mask shapes. Like I could take painter's tape and put lines on this piece if I wanted to. All right, so first, let's just put some paint on here and get to it. I mix my paint on my gel press. And as I don't worry about and when you're using paint, it's the Goldilocks. Sometimes it's really thin, sometimes it's really thick. So you just have to play with it and see. You do want the brayer to roll. You don't want it to slide. That's a slide. And I don't know if you can see, but that means that a lot of times when it's sliding outright, it means there's too much paint on it. Now, I'm going to shift gears here a second. Chris, can you show them this book? This is a recent publication, and it is really very interesting. She's got some unique techniques that she uses and really comes to the beginning of printing. But she says you always have to start, get your plate warmed up. I was like, oh, okay. Well, we'll warm our plate up. So this is old dictionary pages. And so you can see there's a little bit there. And the idea of the whole monoplate is that you get one pull. So it's what you can do. So let's see, we're just kind of, again, I don't think of these things as one whole sheet. I think of them as bits. So let's see what happens when we do this. So here's a small stencil. Oh, that's not dry yet. So a little bit. Didn't really take the stencil. I didn't push too hard. I just used my hands. You can see the stencil a little bit there. So,
Can you use the brayer on the back of the paper?
You can.
Instead of your hand?
I just use my hands.
Okay. Just
oh, but you can. That's true. All right. So let's try it.
And you're not cleaning off the gel plate?
No, I don't clean my gel plate at all between. It really adds some depth. And she talks about this in the book about creating really some interesting colors and backgrounds. Okay, so I have my stencil down first. So let's see. And this is a different stencil. So there's a little bit wider. Acrylic paint does dry very quickly, but obviously not enough. If you have a second brayer, which I do, it's normally not clean, so you just have to see. So here's this one. Well, it's a little cool. Better.
Susie Feather says, I can't start one more project.
Yeah, these are so fun. This is, you know, oh, I like that one. That's awesome. Okay, so this was the difference between putting the stencil down first and spraying paint over it. And also this stencil has larger holes in it. So paper is really easy. Now let's talk about fabric. Fabric is going to be thicker. It's going to absorb more paint. So now we have to add a little bit more paint to our system here. So I don't know what's up with the pink and blue today. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. I guess it
goes with the quilt behind you.
Yes, there it does. Okay. So now okay. So now I have a foam mat, I have paper, and I have a wood block. So we always do double duty. And this is just so you don't waste any paint. Well, not like we're going to waste paint, but all right. So now I have a piece of fabric. Now, when you're using acrylic paint, you can print on any fabric. It doesn't have to be natural. It doesn't have to be dye specific. See, and you can see it coming through here.
Yeah, the Ray and Carrie and Fit for Art, they use it on rayon, don't they?
Yes, rayon. You can do it on acrylic, polyester, anything. So there's that. And let's just see if there's any paint left on this. I don't think there is, but now some of the techniques in this book have to do with letting a layer of paint dry, which is really kind of hard for me. So I don't do it very often. But you can see where there's Judy, there are wood blocks. So that is something that's great. The other thing that's really fun is if you look at the kitchen area, they are great. This is a dish mat.
Before you go on, you have two questions.
Okay.
What cloth fabric did you just use?
A muslin.
And can you use it on your silk paper made from roving?
You can, yes. Now you're gonna, if you think about if you have some texture in there, that's gonna be really cool. But you absolutely, any surface, acrylic paint will adhere to any surface. So yeah, so try that and post some pictures for us. I bet you that's pretty cool.
And can you print on fabric that has already been painted?
Yes. So I brought some things that were just not, okay, so that's kind of boring. So let's see.
Some of us would say it's really pretty.
Let's see. Let's go with.
Naya thinks you need more purple in your life.
I do need more purple, Naya. I think that's what's going on. What am I gonna do? Okay. And if you do want a specific color and you want to mix it, you can use a palette paper and mix it off to the side. I just like part of the organic part of mixing it on here. Okay, well, and I get a little bit of purple, but not much. Okay, this is bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is really great, but you can't pop it. You have to use it. You leave the bubbles. And again, it's very organic. I love how it comes through on the other side. I can see it. There you go.
Wow, what a difference.
Yeah. So some of you in the quilting industry might know Jane Dunawall. And I remember way back when she came out with a book that was called Complex Cloth. And at the time I was a weaver. I just remember that really just made a really big impact on me, because when we can stop at one layer. That's okay. That's your choice. It all depends on whether you like it or not. But as you go forward with adding more layers, it becomes more complex and a little more interesting. Those of you who have taken classes with Seth, you know, he's like one more layer away from perfection. And because you're using multi-layers, and to me, that's complex cloth. So it's like when you do a quilt, you create a quilt. You want the quilt for me, I hang quilts on the wall. So I want somebody to look at the wall and see my quilt and want to go closer to see the more depth. So I'm always in the back of my head, complex cloth, complex cloth. Let's make this, and that means depth. So her books are fabulous. They are never out of, not out of date. They're always relevant. So bubble wrap. Now, anybody who knows me knows I don't go to the shopping in the grocery store very often, and my husband is the one that cooks. But I went to put this in the recycle bin, and I'm like, wait, I bet you this makes a cool pattern. So he knows now. He's, I don't know how many years we've been married, but a lot. He's like, between my father and my husband are always like, can I throw this away, or are you going to use it? So let's try this. And you notice I am not cleaning anything. I am leaving it. So and when you push things down on a silicone base, you are going to find that it slides a little bit. And it will. All right, so let's see what this does. Yeah, it came out a little bit.
Oh, cool.
So
shows up more on the fabric than it did.
It did, absolutely. All right. Sorry, Naya, we went green.
Katarina says once you start making jelly prints, you start looking at trash in a different way.
Yes, you are correct. You are correct. Okay, these are rubbing plates. They used to be sold with Shiva paint sticks. You can get them usually in teachers' stores. So we don't have them anymore. So the other thing about when you're putting a stencil down or a rubbing plate or a wood block is remember to come off the page. Don't just put it down in the middle, but create some interest in what you're doing. Let's see, is any of this paper ready? Let's try this one. So, you know, people talk about, well, you know, I don't have an idea in my head. I don't know what to do. I mean, I have that problem too. It's like, oh my gosh, my brain's tired. This is one of these things that can actually get you jump started into some creativity. When you think you are not at a creative place, doing things like woodblock printing or this kind of thing, it really definitely helps me because I'm getting excited and I don't have a lot of time to be creative. That's part of what I love about doing these Saturday mornings, is because it tells me I need to do something to help encourage you guys, or technique or that type of stuff. So I get excited about that. So I'm going to be back here printing a few more things before I go out in the store. So, but these kind of woodblock printing, instant gratification, stitching for the thought of stitching, those are all things that when, you know, the world gets too busy, too crazy, or you're like, I don't have a creative vision, just do something like that. Just sew 2 pieces of fabric together or print something, and I promise you it will help. It will definitely help. So do we have any other questions?
Nope.
All right. So I think the idea next week is to talk about artist trading cards and using some of this fodder, both fabric and paper, to create some artist trading cards. And I am blessed with a wonderful collection of artist trading cards. I know Creative Minds does a in-person swap on the 3rd Sunday of the month, but that has been going on since 2012. So I have quite a lot of artist trading cards. All right. I hope you have a creative day. Thank you so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you online or in the store. Thanks.